Okay, this video is for my second period geometry class, and it's related to the Algebra 1 Mod 1 packet that you should have just picked up. Again, I explained in the previous video how things are going to work. I'm going to go through the 4 days of lessons that you should have done, maybe a lesson a day or a little more than a lesson a day. So as you follow along, you can pause this video. In fact, I'd recommend, I'll say, hey, why don't you go ahead and complete the next 4 points. Give you a chance to say pause, and then I'll sit here awkwardly for a minute to give you time to pause it, and then I'm going to go ahead and answer those questions and just kind of give yourself a chance to check, did your math line up with mine? That's really important for you to do, is to reflect while you're being shown something, is to think about, hey, can I do that, and can I do it better than what's being done? Do I really understand it? Can I teach it to someone else? So with that, this is page 3 of 168 pages. We're going to get through them by the time it gets to June. And some of them may be done in the way that I'm sharing with you right now, because this is a modality for me to get you the material and the resources you need when I'm gone. Okay, so let's start with the first one. It says, first label the X and Y axes and plot each point. We're talking about the structure of a graph. And this should be, I'm anticipating that this is a review for you, that you have are going to recall things that you have done in the past to try to be able to answer these questions. First of all, got to label the X and Y axes, and I like to put a little label over here on the side. So I'm going to zoom in here on this. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay, that's blurry. Okay, so let's put X and Y. That X kind of got a little messed up. Okay, I'm going to label L and K and J, the first 3 off the top row. So L is at -8, -4. So the first number, slide so you can see it, the first number again is left and right, and the second number is up and down. So -8, left and right, -4, down. Here we go, plot it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a little L right there. K is at 1, 9. So over 1, because that's the first number, up 9, label with point K. Okay. And I'm just going to put a little cross over there because I talked about them. J is at 5, 10. Okay. So right now, I'm not going to talk for a little while. I'm just going to finish plotting all of the points. And I'd recommend that you pause the video and then, I don't know, skip ahead like a minute so that, 1, I have time to answer the questions. And then 2, you can check your work and see if where you plotted your points matches mine. Don't forget to label. All right, here goes. Okay, bring it back. So I've got them all plotted, and a couple of tricky ones were the locations of coordinates that had a 0 in them, like C located at 5, 0, and the fact that since C is located in such a weird location, the fact that it has a 0 as the Y value means neither up nor down. Versus D is located at 0, 6, so 0 spaces left or right, but up 6 spaces from the x-axis. Remember, x-axis and y-axis. Okay, next question. An elementary school is having sand delivered for the playground. Sadie's Sand charges $5 per ton plus a delivery fee of $200. Greg's Sand Pit charges $12 per ton plus a sand plus a delivery of $50. So to label the horizontal and vertical axes appropriately, I think I'm going to zoom out here. To label the horizontal and vertical axes appropriately, it seems like these numbers right here don't go up to 200. So the fact that it says delivery fee of 200 tells me that I can't plot dollars on this bottom axis. I can only plot tons of sand. Tons of sand. So I'm buying sand, and because I'm buying the sand, it's going to cost me some money. So I'm going to write cost on the side. And it's important to put the units of measurement, so I'm going to put the dollar sign to refer to the fact that I'm talking about some sort of monetary amount. All right, that takes care of number one. Number two, both Sadie and Greg charge approximately $300 for 20 tons of sand. So $300 and 20 tons of sand is a point that we can plot on the graph. 20 tons of sand is located right here, and 300 is located right there. So we can put a line through it. The question's done, but I'm going to go ahead and take the opportunity to answer this question just an extra step. First of all, if I want to create a graph of a line, I need to have 2 points. And one of the points should be the starting value, the initial value. The y-intercept is another way to say it. If I focus on Sadie's sand charging $5 per ton of sand, it's going to take a little bit for me to get things all balanced out. But I can also look at the fact that the delivery fee is $200. So I'm going to put a dot on the graph for 200, meaning Sadie's sand charges $200 and then tax on amounts of money. And if the fact is that right here, Sadie's sand grows by a certain amount, I guess it would continue to grow up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. That's Sadie's sand. Greg's sand pit is a different story. Greg's sand pit, he starts by charging $50 and then $12 every so often. So I'm going to start at 50 and then rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So rise 5 over 4. Where I got that 5 over 4, I can explain in a little bit, but just focus on it right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So kind of something like that. And this is Greg's sandpit. Just want to make sure I show that because it's going to come up in later lessons, and I want you to make sure you can see it. Okay, that's lesson 1, the structure of a graph. I'm going to do a little bit more by turning the page and doing the exit ticket, but I want you to reflect on what you already know and understand this is a first lesson of a big module. We want to make sure we lay the foundation. Students will interpret and use the structure of a graph. I can identify the x and y axes. I can plot x and y coordinate points. I can plot points from a scenario. Those are things that you need to be able to do, and the first 2 questions definitely do that. Please go ahead and rate yourself, maybe on a scale of 5. And then how can you improve? More practice? I don't know. You know what? Maybe you should say, like, I'm going to be able to teach this to someone else. That's how I know that I can improve. All right. Turn the page. When you get a chance, join me on the next page. I'll do, not there. I'll do a couple of the first ones. This exit ticket probably is going to be a quiz question or something like it. I'll do A, and I'm going to identify the coordinate location of the point. Well, remember, coordinate location of a point is how many spaces to the x and then how many spaces to the y. So A is located on the 0 for x, but it's located 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to say A is at 0, 7. All right? Okay, I'm not going to show you B, C, D, E. You need to do these. Extra practice. But you'll have to show me. And then last of all, the problem set is the homework for lesson 1. Okay, that's all for lesson 1. I'm going to carry on with lesson 2. And when you're ready, join me there.